Is the WNY report with Paula Collins and Nikki Lawley. Nikki, tell us what is going on in New York cannabis.
Check your stream and make sure we're live on your phone first. Let's just verify.
Verify. I believe so. Happening now, it says.
Boom slay. I love it when we're live and it works. It was a
Yep.
little scary earlier though, Paula, as you know, me and technology.
Well, and I rely on you for this, so here we are.
Which is pretty funny.
um,
If anybody's here and can see us, try and type a hello so we know you know we're here. I've been trying to say let's do this at 8:03 and we'll just do the warm up BS. Hi, how are ya? Let everybody sign in. So, big news for it's really next Sunday? Is Christmas Eve really next Sunday?
Christmas Eve is next Sunday.
And then the following Sunday is what? New Year's Eve. Adios, MF 2023.
Well, it's funny because I was talking to somebody today, actually my eldest brother, with whom I rarely speak, but um, we finally caught up, and he said that 2023 went very quickly. And I said, well, it went fast and then it went slow, and then it
Yeah.
went fast and then slow.
You sound like
Um,
Miss Rachel on my little son's, or my little grandson's thing. First you go fast and then you go slow. And she has this really stupid song. So you just brought me back to a little bit of babysitting there. Thanks, Paula.
okay, well, it must be real if they're teaching it in the schools. What is that you have there? What is that beverage? Tell us all about it.
So this is Heirloom. Heirloom is a division of Beak and Skiff. Yes, Beak and Skiff. The apple orchard, the humans in New York. I've never actually been to their facility, been invited a few times, but just hasn't worked out.
Hmm.
But this, okay, if you know me, first of all, anything that I have inside that goes through first pass digestion doesn't really usually work. And this is pretty much the case with this wonderful beverage. But it tastes good, Paula. That's been my biggest BITCH with the whole, hey, Joe's here. Yeah, baby.
Good. Joe is in the house.
Hmm.
Hello, Mr. Ortiz.
So this is incredibly tasty, though. I mean, it really tastes like apple juice with a little twist.
Well, and they've had their share of ups and downs, right? Because it took them a while, and then they were going like gangbusters, and then there was a question on the hemp rules. Am I correct?
Correct. We've had a lot of questions with this.
So let's cough, cough together. Enjoy December,
Or
or
one
one.
should say, this was
Ah,
notice.
one,
One,
two,
two,
three.
three. 1, 2, 3. Yeah,
12,
baby.
31, 23. All right. Okay. One, two, three,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Thank you for that perspective, Eric.
Yes.
So back to Beacon Skiff and to the heirloom products, they were subject to the hemp regulations, and then it looked like their whole operation was going to be chucked. And
Oh,
then after the injunction,
it
the
was all
rules changed. And
rules
and
changed.
so I gotta say, I'm confused about what's going on, but I have seen their products in the stores, and so um, but I've also seen other products in the stores. Have you seen other products in the stores?
I've seen lots of products in the stores,
Yeah, yeah.
and there's been all kinds of products. If you've seen my little post on LinkedIn about my little tour de France at what is it, MJ Dispensary 585. Yeah. Rochester's first adult use, justice impacted card dispensary.
I didn't realize you went all the way to Rochester.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, it's an hour away. It's like,
Well, I
that's
know, but
just a
still,
sniffle.
it's out of your little orbit.
Well, I'm always out of my orbit. Seriously. I
Okay.
cover this state and many others. And I'm going to Canada for New Year's Eve.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
So,
Canada.
oh, Canada. So, tell me about what you saw when you did your tour to plant.
Tour de Plant. The Tour de Plant was pretty exciting. I found I could not believe how hugely crazy busy the store was. Granted,
Oh,
they've only been open what since Tuesday, but I mean alpacoed from the inside to the waiting room, and they were starting to line up outside. So
and this is a card dispensary.
yeah, the guy's name, oh Jesus, Brian, I think is his name, and Nick is his operations dude,
Well,
and
that's great.
super cool guys, really nice. Um, I felt bad because I'm like tried to talk to the guy, and he's like, "Bitch, I got like people every which way. I got to try and like move it on here, you know." I mean, and then he recognized who I was, and then everybody's like, "Oh, Nikki in the plant."
It's the
So
polka dots.
it's the
Connect
polka
the
dot.
dots. Connect
No,
those dots.
no dots today,
Oh,
friend.
you didn't. Yeah, I noticed
I'm
you don't have the
dotless.
dots.
I'm
Yeah,
dotless.
but you
Yeah,
do have the green background that helps.
it does. It does. And there's dots everywhere else, including my phone case. Just yeah,
All right, and
yeah,
your
yeah.
manicure.
Of course, these are still Vegas nails. Still, for the $100 I paid, they're gonna last until the very last one stays standing. Um,
So did they have a lot of products?
Tons. I've never seen so many products in a New York dispensary. I've been to several of the adult use stores, but this one by far had the biggest inventory I've ever seen. If you guys look on my Instagram, Nikki and the Plant, I popped up a couple of videos. I showed what products I got. I got Flower City Dispensary. Uh,
Oh,
yeah,
good, good, good,
the
good.
Brittany and
We like
Jason
Flower City.
D'Angelo. Yep. Um, what else? I got Curaleaf in the medical dispensary, but it was also in other places. So I didn't need to get it at the other store because I got it at the medical dispensary. There was lots of Curaleaf in my order this year, or this round, I should say.
And what
Um,
date is it? Okay,
uh,
we'll save that for another discussion. I want to get my I's dotted. There we are back with the dots and my
dots,
T's crossed.
T's and
Um,
I's,
T's
T's
and I's.
and
So
I's.
is that the only dispensary you've been to lately?
Um, as far as card goes, that's the most recent I've been to, and then Rise is a Green Thumb Industries dispensary that just opened up in Henrietta. Yes,
Good
Rise.
old Henrietta, New York.
Good
I think
old Henrietta, New York.
good old
The
Henrietta.
Rise bag. I mean, did I buy some stuff or did I buy
Wow, that
stuff?
looks like a mortgage payment, I gotta say.
It is. But check this out. This Dean Martin. Look how pretty the
Oh,
package.
I saw that at
Or Drew Martin.
Pasha's place. Yeah, I saw that over at Pasha's place, I think.
And you know
Um,
what? It's low THC. It's only 10.46%.
uh-huh.
So, I'm really hoping it's super terpy, but I love the packaging. I just kind of had to try it because I like the packaging. You know me, I'm a packaging peep.
Are you? I actually didn't know that.
Oh, I love looking at packaging because if I can't open it, that's a real problem for me.
Well, I mean, that is the reality.
So this is Green Thumb Industries. We're going back to the medical dispensary right now, friends. This is L'Orange. Look at this.
L'Orange.
Yeah, baby. It is ripping in trichomes. Oh, and it smells delicious.
Now, what's so interesting about what you just did is that people in the bud tenders in the dispensaries cannot do what you just did.
No.
And
And
as
so I was
Maravich says,
curious.
yeah, see, we've got it in the comments. Packaging is definitely important.
Dude, I mean, I buy stuff based on packaging more than not, you know? And
That's
I
all
got
we can go on right now.
I got to tell you, we got the Flower City products,
Yep, yep,
Brittany
yep.
and Jason Tanalo. They have a really nice slider, but I really struggle to open them. And this is their
Oh,
pre-roll pack.
isn't there a button? There's a button somewhere, isn't
Yeah,
there?
it says this side up, pinch here, place thumb on circle, and yeah, this.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it. I
You
got it.
see?
I got it. I got it. Okay. Yeah. So then this is their little pre-rolls, their little dog walkers. Whoop.
Yep. Yep. We have now created another word in the English language.
Dog walkers
Dog
are
walkers.
originally from but yeah, Flower City's packaging, definite kudos, but Nikki always struggles with packaging. You're seeing it firsthand. But then look at the Empire cannabis thing. Nice little tin.
Now, do you know who is the human behind Empire?
I've met them. If you ask me their names, I absolutely cannot say because I forget, not because it's a secret. Um, but really nice people. They're literally doing everything they can to, be a great processor. They're getting more and more products. They had a ton of stuff in there. So Empire, this is what it looks like. We got sour apple. I can't open it because it's got this little seal on the side, and I'm not cracking my $100 nail.
Maravich says, Maravich Guevara, welcome, an MMJ card holder based in Nevada. Nikki's,
Nevada, that's my
Nick,
favorite city. Boom,
well,
Las Vegas.
Nevada. Come
All
on,
right,
Nevada
okay,
is a
I get it, I
state.
get it, I get it.
Let's
But
get our
Vegas,
map.
baby.
Vegas, baby, but maybe Maravich is not in Vegas.
But can I just say that Vegas has the best labeling on the planet, like on the planet, because they list the 3 major terps and the 3 minor cannabinoids. Yeah, that's how to do things right. Now check this out. This is called My High. Yeah, baby. And it's a drink stick. So you literally
Oh,
put your, so easy to open, not too bad. And then look, it's a little stick. And you just dump the stick, you peel and stir. So you peel the little sticker and then you stir it in your drink.
and it's so then it
It infuses
infuses
in your
your
drink.
beverage. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I had the lively lemon, the bodacious berry, and then I have a flavorless one. And then check these out, Paula. These are Lucy Liquid Diamond Pound Cake. Oh, yeah, a little pound cake for you. Check it out, though. Oh, can you say Kephosaurus Rex?
Wow.
Very smelly, nummy. And so this was a 5-pack. Don't ask me the price because I threw out the receipt somehow, some way.
Because you didn't want to read all the taxes.
I didn't want to get depressed, probably is the true answer. And then, so Grassroots is also a Curaleaf product, and this is called Insane in the Membrane. This was from the medical dispensary. 20% THC. Don't know what the terps are. Why? Because we don't have to put them on there.
So
But
what are those? Are those pre-rolls or that's flour?
pre-rolls.
Okay.
I'm like a pre-roll connoisseur. Okay. So when I go shopping, if GTI would have had lounge in pre-rolls, we wouldn't have bought flour. I only bought flour because I had to. So that's that. And I am trying the X Bites by Select. This is also a Curaleaf brand.
Okay. So what is that? Is that a pre-roll?
These are actually gummies. I'm trying them. They're supposed to be new technology. It's probably a waste of $40 for me, but we'll see. Then we had this Supernaturals. What is this? It's the Georgia Pie. Let's get high with some Georgia Pie. And then what else we got in here? Oh, I got some pre-rolls of the Super Lemon Haze from B Noble Curaleaf again. I really went nuts on Curaleaf. But I gotta say, so I have not been a Columbia Care huge fan, okay? Not that I'm saying anything bad because we all make mistakes and we all have different products, but this has not been one of my most favorite. However, the 10 pack of point 0.5 size joints, I gotta say, I really like it. So I'm really hoping these surprise me and they're great. We shall see.
That's
But
amazing.
they're little baby joints. I
A
smell no.
little bit, a little bit bigger than a dog walker.
Little bit, little bit. Dog walkers are point 0.3. These are point 0.5.
Okay.
So that's that. But the dog walkers, the ultimate dog walkers, are right here, friends. The dog walkers from GTI.
Yeah.
And this is a hybrid, and they call this the stay strain. And then you have to like go here and here, open your little thing, and we're going to squeeze the sides and hopefully have some nice luck because Nikki hates packaging. And but see, we have another label here, so these won't be being opened by me right now because
Okay.
it's too difficult. Oh, but maybe not. All right.
Maybe,
Oh
maybe
yeah.
not.
Oh yeah, baby. I got it. Look. So
Okay.
you open it up, and then you
Oh,
get
and it's got a nice tin.
a
Very
great
nice.
tin, and they donate back to homeless animals. Huh? So like
Speak
they
speaking
put
of, let me let the cat out.
cats going out, but look at my little dog walkers, Paula. They're so cute.
Go.
And they got the little DW on them for Dog Walkers brand. But I gotta say, I get these all over the country whenever I see them because they're always consistently good.
Okay.
So this is one brand that I really enjoy. And I love that they're in our medical dispensary. So that's about the gist of it. I got a couple more things of flour and whatnot, but I think that gave everybody a pretty good overview of some of our both adult use and medical dispensary products.
Well, I went to a new dispensary in Albany, New York last week.
Nice.
Capital District Cannabis and Wellness. And I'll be
Nice.
going up there again for their actual grand opening on December the 29th. And then,
Awesome.
just in time for the new year. And then I also got to I missed the actual, the speeches and the ceremony, but I did go that same afternoon to a place right here in New York City on West Broadway, which is kind of, they're calling it Soho or Tribeca. Um, I don't know. I think of it more as West Village, but what do I know? It was a lovely, lovely place. Uh, Dag Dagmar, I think is what it's called. I should look that up. Beautiful, beautiful shop. Beautiful, beautiful. Very small. So I am concerned, and I hope that they have, mitigated and weighed high rent in that area.
I
Small
bet.
shop. I don't know. But, so far so good. Very
I'm
pleasant
hoping they
people.
just blow the shit right out of their doors. That's all I could say.
Let's hope. Let's
Good,
hope. So,
good. It sounds very boutiquey. It's
yeah, it is.
I
It
think
definitely is very boutiquey. That's the correct name, Dagmar. Thank you, John Lazarus the third. Thank you so much. And I see this comment. Eric from is talking about Niagara, Canada.
oversupply.
Oversupply, discount, dispensing or black market. Try canalcitycycles.com. So that kind
Yeah.
of, I mean, that's where Nikki's headed for New Year's is Canada. Um,
But
it's
I
gonna be
honestly love going to the legal dispensaries. I just do. I'm not looking for price. I'm looking for the best quality and the cool packaging and
well, and you've learned a lot about the products and about terpenes in Canada that you could not have learned.
correct.
Um, and if you think about, that's one thing I love about this industry is that so Nikki, way up in Western New York, crosses over the bridge and goes to Canada. and then comes back to Western New York and then goes to a million different events, goes live on LinkedIn and spreads the word. And Nikki's got her little brochure, and her big posters um, that really talk about the terpenes. If you don't have this, you really need to pick this up. Find where to get this because it's like in a little trifold. It is a wealth of information. I went into a shop in Syracuse, New York, and saw them. So,
Did
um,
you? They
yes,
were Nikki
yes,
and the Plant ones? How cool is
yes,
that?
yes. An unlicensed shop, but they were singing your song.
We need
Um,
to educate, and it doesn't matter where we're educating. We just need to educate.
yeah, I think that yeah. So John is saying owner named Jennifer. I think I can't see because of your
I
plant
know my
icon.
plant logo.
Narrative is she was arrested for weed in that same neighborhood. It's a
Oh,
pretty it's a I think of that neighborhood mostly as a cocaine neighborhood because it is very high end, but they'll get you for weed, or they would back in the day. I think they are still getting people for weed. um but I'm hearing a distinct rumor, and I'm wondering if you've heard this, that we're going to have all these shops open, right? And we're seeing it. I think we're going to cross the big 30 mark before the end of the year, if not even closer to 35 shops open by the end of the year. Um, John
you
wants to know where to find your foldout.
come to nikkiandtheplant.org.
Dot org, not
Dot
dot com.
org,
Dot org.
like .org,
Um,
Nikki and the Plant spelled out .org, and go to the educational resources, and you too can download your own,
and
very
check this
own.
out. We got an invitation to a tour. Did you see that?
I see.
Yeah, we'll take you up on that, Maravich. Um,
We sure will.
I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Um, be right there. That apple crisp is delicious. Yeah. So anyway, back to what I was saying. I'm concerned about this persistent rumor that I'm hearing that if we cross to say somewhere between 45 and 50 open dispensaries, we're going to have an unprecedented shortage
Oh,
in the
jeez.
New York market. And you know what that does? Supply and demand, the prices will go up, 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 up.
And
And unfortunately, the state of New York has treated the cultivators so terribly that I'm hearing I did complete an application for somebody for a cultivator license. I want to say it was kind of funny because you tap, 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 you get to it and you're thinking, okay, do I have everything I need? Do I have everything I need? Is the business owner available in case I need to call them? And you get to it and you get your OCM number, and it said OCM cult for cultivator.
oh, I'm like, what?
OCM cult. So my client joined a cult.
I was like, what? That
Yep.
can't be good. I mean, wow. Um, OCM has had a lot of challenges lately. And I'm really glad to see that, we've settled these lawsuits. I'm just really hoping new ones don't come out because everyone's still talking about problem here, problem there, and let's sue the state. It's killing the market, friends. Not that I'm saying everything is perfect and kumbaya, because it's not. But the more but the more we do to stop it in its tracks, the more it's going to hurt the people. The
I
people
gotta
that
agree.
really
Yeah.
have their lives on the line, whether they're cultivators, processors, retail, whatever it is, they have life savings, they have all kinds of money tied up. And I don't think people realize just how much goes into opening your own dispensary or your own cultivation or any of that. I mean, it's mega, mega money.
Yeah.
And and that
Let's
really
even I
sucks.
see Mary Vick. Mary Vick is how we say it. Um, but thank you for that. What what is also significant though is for every single one of those products that you held up,
Hmm.
there was a lot of
A
time and
lot.
sweat equity and money that was poured into it before it could even get to the shelf.
Correct.
And
Correct.
so we can all complain about price and be
Taxes.
taxes, price and taxes. Although, I am a tax attorney, and if we look at for a pack of cigarettes, thanks to Michael Bloomberg, if you look at what you pay in taxes for a pack of cigarettes, not that I buy a pack of cigarettes, it's over 50%. Same thing with gasoline. Gasoline, we pay incredible taxes. Go across the river from my place into New Jersey, you're paying taxes. You're paying high taxes in New York. Um, Even if you try to buy liquor is much more taxed than cannabis.
Wow. No kidding.
So we can complain about the taxes, but it's still lower than a lot of other substances.
There you go. See, hearing it right from the horse's mouth. The
Nay,
journey.
nay.
You're fucking great. Sorry.
Yeah.
You're so great, Paula. Um,
Yeah, I don't know how much of our LinkedIn Live audience realizes that Nikki really filters her language when we're live.
like big time. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
use the F word like a comma, friends. Um,
medicine.
yeah,
Um,
baby.
so we had the shops opening. We had
Lots
it's
of apps coming out. Monday's the
oh
deadline.
Monday
Holy
is the
shoot.
deadline. Jeffrey Hoffman has been keeping us posted. Let's see
Yeah.
what number he was up to. It was
Wasn't it like
300
yeah,
something on the processors and 3600 or on the retail dispensary.
yeah.
Let's
But
see.
the and now, okay, correct me if I'm wrong. It's my understanding that the first round of apps for the dispensary, if they had property and they were in that group, that first release, that's a different group of licenses than this 3,500 licenses. Like, meaning they're not all going to be lumped into the same lottery.
Well, the thing is, the state has said that they're going to issue between 1,000 and 1,500. That's a pretty big range. That's a range, that's
Well, there was
a double.
1,700 or something on the first round for
Mhm,
dispensaries. Now we're at 3,500, 3,600, whatever the hell.
3,600. And
3,600.
so my understanding of it is that they're going to go through and first of all see, for example, of that first 1,700, I still talk to people who say, oh yeah, I uploaded my LOI. Well, they were very clear in saying that a letter of intent, that's the LOI.
Oh, oh,
Um, the letter of intent from a landlord is not the same as a signed lease. And of course, a lot of people were reluctant to sign a lease.
because how do you know if you're gonna get it?
Exactly. So there's that. Um,
I
OCM
know
said they will something like application secure versus
locations
no. Yeah,
versus
secured location. Yeah, exactly what I'm saying, John. You are right on target.
right on
You
target,
you
John.
were paying attention during the class, OCM class. Um, and the thing is, though, once we've exceeded that number, they have said that essentially you've made a donation to the state of New York. Thank you very much.
For your
Better
thousand
luck.
bucks,
Better luck next
thousand or
time.
your 500 or 1,000 bucks.
So I talked to somebody this week, actually several somebodies, three different somebodies who I really kind of made angry. Imagine that, Nikki. People got angry with me.
No.
Um, yes, yes, on the phone, people I had never met before. Um,
Well, they obviously don't know me because to get angry at you means you're angry at me.
ah, we can be partners in receiving the anger from people who
Yeah.
call in the last week, the last days before the applications are due, and kind of saying that they were a shoo-in that and describing to me, oh, I've done this, I've got that, I'm ready to go with this. And I
They
said,
don't care.
once you get beyond that magic number, which again we're kind of, it's a little bit like card. Everybody was applying and we didn't really know how many card licenses would be distributed. And then
Correct.
first they said 150, then they doubled it to 300, and then I think we ended up at like 400.
642.
642.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was 460 something. Wow.
I'm
Okay.
pretty sure it was 642 because I
Okay.
couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
But I
Okay.
could be
Well,
wrong because I do screw up some numbers
yeah, I
sometimes.
thought it was
So
460
full
something.
transparency, it might Paula may Paula, maybe you are right. 462.
Okay, so Joseph had a question. Are they categorizing the card applications more than by the guidelines they gave? Who was prepared, had LOIs, signed leases, etc. And that different stages of completion will be the new card ranking. We've not gotten any such guidance. What we have been told is that if you applied for card and you were provisionally accepted, then you can now that the injunction is lifted, you've got the green light to proceed with your plan. But you're still have like tomorrow, I'm going to help a client upload the the actual lease because he had his letter of intent and was about to go forward with the lease when the injunction came down. Thank goodness he hadn't.
Thank
But
goodness.
and fortunately, he had a good rapport with the prospective and soon to be future or soon to be current landlord. And so the property is still available. But as far as we know, Joseph, we don't have any guidance that says that once you're in that card pool, will you get priority? I think it's just whoever gets a spot and who, honestly, it's a little bit like raising your hand in class and saying, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, because that was the holdup before the injunction came down, was that a lot of people were saying they were ready, they had submitted their second, card is an interesting beast in that you submitted the first time. That application was due September the 26th of 2022. Then of course we had the Vericide injunction. But as you got selected, then you had the privilege of applying for the second round. And for that, you had to submit pro forma, meaning you had to sit down and do a budget, which I had all kinds of things to say about that, because how do you do a budget when you haven't had your place approved? And that was when they were saying DASNY money. We couldn't tell, was it a loan? Was it a grant? Nobody knew. What was the percentage rate? Nobody knew. So it was very difficult to do a pro forma when you didn't have all the data. You also had to then, as part of that second round card, which a lot of people are going to be going through, right? Like this
Yeah.
week,
Yeah.
um, getting the fingerprinting on your any kind of people that are involved on the license. Um, you also have to then get your banking together, by the
Yep.
way,
Yeah.
um, which
BTW.
some in some instances it's $500 to apply for a bank. Um, I mean, it's significant money that you're tossing around. You've got to register on that tax portal. That's 600. So if you are a card applicant and you're really somebody who has to skip rent payments to make this happen, you need to really, you know, stop and think seriously about this, because you're looking at a lot of cash going out.
A
Um,
lot.
a lot. Um, Well, how are they not going to be sued for causing undue harm? Um, get in line for suing the state.
I
I
just don't
mean,
want any more lawsuits, damn it.
they make the rules, so they get to make it up as they go.
And
Prior
Mary
card
Vick.
applicants believe are only up against other card applicants. This second round includes no card. No, but there is a second round of card.
What?
So That's what I'm saying. So that's why they call them provisional card.
Okay.
So so provisional card does not mean that you can go out and open up and put products on your shelves. Second round of card means you upload your pro forma. You show them your lease. You get them to approve your location, that it's properly distanced from schools and mosques and parks and other dispensaries.
Daycare
Um,
centers.
and honestly, it takes OCM a beat or
Man,
two to get to you to approve all of that. It's not like you say, hey, I'm ready. And by 3 o'clock that day, it comes through.
yeah.
That's where we were. That's exactly where we were when the Fury injunction came down. We had a lot of people who were just about ready, but they couldn't get their site approved. Um,
So Mary Vick, I wanted to address her question. Is there an amount that you can buy at each dispensary, and what's the difference between cannabis card holders versus adult use or people? So in the dispensary, you now can have, is it 30 days or 60 days? They recently changed it, and honestly, I can't keep up. But
and
it's
you're a card holder. I mean, not a
no,
card holder, a
no, I'm
medical.
a medical cannabis card holder.
Yeah.
So I bought a whole lot yesterday and I didn't have any problem getting it. And so I know it's definitely more than 28 grams that I purchased. So I'm not exactly positive of that. I believe in the adult use stores, though, they do scan your license for age, but I think that does track you for various adult use stores. I don't know the answer for that. I know in Canada that they don't track it. So I mean, if you wanted to buy an ounce at one store, an ounce at the next store, an ounce at the third store, no one's going to stop you. But in New York, that's a great question. I think of I truly don't know the answer, so I'm not even going to try.
Yeah.
Paula, do you?
And so far I haven't heard of anybody, and surely somebody would have screamed about it, that they went to the dispensary and were told no, they had exceeded their limit. I've not heard of a single person.
Well, it's not exactly world's most economical thing to exceed their limits.
Facts, facts. Yeah, yeah, get out.
I mean,
And then,
I'm mortified at how much money I spent, and I spent 48 of it was in taxes for my adult use store. Um,
yeah, okay. And Mary Vick says, like in Nevada, there's a cap. And we think there's a cap in New York, but we don't know what it is
right.
because
Sorry.
it recently changed.
It
And
recently changed like 3 or 4 or 5 months ago, but I
and
haven't read the
honestly,
regs.
it's so expensive. Nobody would go in and reach that.
Right.
Um, Housing Works only scans for fraudulent ID. Um, yeah, and I
Okay.
have heard of people creating a profile that wasn't really them. But when you enter the store, you do have to show who you are for real,
Correct.
mostly to scan for age. Um,
Right. And fraud IDs. I totally believe that.
yeah, and Joe
That
says
is
for,
3 ounces. Yes, excellent. And that's for adult use. Way to go, John. Thanks for hooking me up with the answer.
but um,
But
three
can't you
ounces,
go
3 ounces is the possession limit, right? And so that makes sense that you could buy 3 ounces at a shop, but then couldn't you go, like in my neighborhood, I think there were up to 6 adult use dispensaries in my neighborhood.
in your
Um,
neighborhood?
yeah, I mean, within walking distance of my apartment. I think that's right. We've got, I would have to count it, but I think with Dagmar, we're up to 6, um, which is so unusual. I mean, this is called the WNY report. That's part of why we're doing this live, is the inequity in what's going on downstate compared to Western New York, where,
Right.
Nikki has to drive out of the country to get access,
Well, not
or
anymore. We do have, I have three medical dispensaries, and I have actually four now adult use. I have a delivery Cantera, and then 3 other stores right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, there was something else in the chat I wanted to. Oh, I thought I could scroll in the chat.
Yeah, I can't
Uh,
scroll on the chat. I can't figure out this
How
stupid
weird.
app
How
thing.
weird. I think last week I could scroll. I don't know. It's all very different. But um,
It's all very different.
literally every time we log in, we go
It's
through
like mystery
restream.
gate.
Yeah, it's always a miracle that we show up because
And can I
it,
mention we did pay for the premium version? So I mean, it's
yeah,
not even like we're like trying to get away with something for free. We're
it's
willing.
different than like Facebook Live, or I don't know if
Oh,
any of you
it's
use the
different than
Citizens
every.
app. Citizens app, you just press the button and you are live.
What the hell, Citizens app?
Oh, it's maybe it shows how paranoid New Yorkers are, right? So you can be walking around and you see like police activity and you go live and you start filming it and then it broadcasts. And if you've got the app, it'll do this chirp to let you know that
Oh
there's like
my god!
police activity in your neighborhood.
So it's like ways for walkers.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Exactly. Um, so
That's classic, dude. That's
yeah.
awesome.
So
Definitely
what I
never heard of it.
the real question is, where is all of this going? And we hope it's in a good direction. Like I am very, very hopeful for 2024.
Me
Um,
too.
I will say that there's a lot happening in the in enforcement.
Yeah.
And
Somebody
I
Mellow
have
Times just posted today. We got to hook up Mellow Times with some money. I think
oh
he pitched at some pitch competition or something, and I like that guy. That guy's awesome.
oh you got to tell me all about it. Mellow Times did something on the an app that snitches on the police. How very NYC. Yeah, they do snitch on the police because they'll do people will film when police are acting inappropriately.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, totally. At a protest
Oh my
march,
god.
everybody's like filming what the police are doing at these protest marches.
Well,
It's very New
oh
York.
my god.
Um, but anyway, there is enforcement happening. Yes, exactly, Mary Vic. There is enforcement happening, but um, will the enforcement be able to keep up? Because of course, Mayor Eric, our dear Mayor Eric, has informed us that the city is broke. And so
Awesome.
NYPD is the one that's responsible for serving papers, and then NYPD has a staff of lawyers that only deal with these unlicensed shops or these enforcement mechanisms. Actually, it's not just the unlicensed shops because they're also dealing with like if there is um, a building violation or like where somebody will convert a basement illegally in order to
Okay.
create an
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
apartment, or else I have read an amazing number of shops, which this shocks me. Okay. I am not easily surprised in the year 2023. But when I read the court docket and I find out that there are actual shops where people are selling unlicensed oxycodone or oxycontin,
Stop it.
I'm serious. I'm serious.
Only in New
Um,
York City.
and then a lot increasingly people selling shrooms, which I knew that was coming. And
Right.
that's been exactly my point about we need to come to some sort of dialogue with the unlicensed shops, because what's on the other side of cannabis, right now the unlicensed shops are selling weed. Okay, great, fine. That's been going on for decades. But on the other side of that, when they get enforced against, some of them will brazenly say, that's fine. I'm not going to do weed anymore. I'll do all mushrooms. And so I am
That's
starting to
good.
see some of those cases on the docket. Um, and so the question will be,
How
um,
much time are we gonna how much time are we gonna waste going after nonviolent drug crimes?
well,
Ultimately is the ultimate question. The war on drugs, look what it did.
so there are five or
I
six
mean,
shops, licensed shops within my apartment walking distance, but then there are probably 50 unlicensed shops. And so how do you,
in the same area?
oh, oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
stop.
I
I
mean,
had
I
no
can go to the
idea.
oh, it's chronic. It's chronic. And you know,
And they're
I
paying
work
high
with them.
rent.
I work with them and I try to get them into the licensed side, and I represent them when they get enforced against. So my theory has always been that they're a little bit. Do you remember a few years ago when the froyo shops were a big deal? Frozen yogurt. And
Yeah,
everywhere you
froyo.
went, you
Yeah,
would
yeah,
see
yeah.
frozen yogurt, with dots or with sprinkles or what everybody had their own little spin. And then and it was like every other shop. And then all of a sudden, boom, they were gone. And I really think that's going to happen with the unlicensed cannabis shops as we get more licensed shops available. Like, don't even bother with enforcement, just open
They're
up
gonna
more
put them
licensed
out of
shops.
business.
Yeah. And so that
Unless
is
they're
the
dropping their
theory.
panties down to nothing so they make no money and they just have volume. And at the end of the day, you can't stay in business like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
literally.
So
Um,
Joe says the government wants their tax money. Yes. And so I'm like, let's give them a permit so they can pay their taxes. Right now, an unlicensed shop cannot pay their taxes because you have to have an OCM number to register on the site to pay your cannabis taxes. If it's not taxable because it's Schedule 1, it is taxable. Uh, so there was a very famous case, Gonzalez v. Reich, and then there was another case that actually created the 280E law, or 280E code in the Internal Revenue Code. So Schedule 1 is still taxable. Not
it's
state legal yet.
taxable and it's disgusting how much they tax you because of 280E. I mean, that right there is the whole reason I did not
Oh,
want
the
a
mushrooms.
license. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I did not want a license to be plant touching because 280E is so ridiculous. And I mean, I get there's ways around it, but the amount you've got to think to outthink the government is like way, way
That's
more
why you hire people like me, Nikki.
well,
That's my deal. I am a cannabis
I mean,
tax
like
attorney.
it's my understanding that you'd like literally create like almost a foundation kind of thing, potentially like a family foundation, and then you literally create a management company or a holding company, and then you go down from there, but like you lease everything back to the holding company and you pay rent to the foundation. I don't know how it all works, but it's something so multi-leveled like that that's like yeah. But let's
Well,
talk about our friend,
our
our
friend
our
Jenny.
our friend Jenny. Jenny has busted her butt to do, and you know I want to say a lot more things with all that, but she has literally created great packaging, a great product, kosher, vegan, or is it vegan free? I don't know, gluten free. That's what it is, and not vegan free. Yeah, right. And sugar free. Like she's literally created a product that is medically focused, and I don't know. It was something about test reports. Paula, you know the story probably a little bit better than me.
Well, and I don't mean to talk out of school. Full disclosure, we did check in with Jenny before this live,
Yes,
and
we
I've
did.
been, immediately when I heard about, um, I felt that the state was, and maybe it was the media was making a full example of her. Her products, she had one product out of her whole line, which if you go on her site, you don't even see that product. But I had seen it in the shops. Jenny's ZZ ginger gummies,
Yeah, there's
um,
gummies.
which sounds really, really yummy. Um, Apparently had a little bit of a high level THC. I think that's what it was. Is that what you got from that? I had sent it
I
to
got
you
that they were. She was just out of the 15% plus
by
or
3%.
minus.
By
Yeah.
3%. Um, so she sort of got flagged, and it was on every network. I mean, CBS local news, NBC local news, ABC local news. The first recall in the
Yes.
adult use market, fully forgetting that last year there had been a recall of medical products. It is
Yes.
true she was the first recall in the adult use market,
Yes.
but
But
last
they
year
didn't
there
make as
was
big a deal out of the medical products at all.
no, no.
Like
And
not even close,
and
though.
to me, that was a far more egregious error where they had mislabeled some products that they had labeled THC to CBD as 1 to 1 when really it was 20 to 1.
One
So people were consuming these products and not prepared for that level of high that they were
that effect.
getting. Um, Yes, thank you, Mary Vic. And so Kimberly, it is the very first adult use recall. It
Yes.
is not the first OCM recall. There was an OCM recall of a medical product last year, but Jenny RG is her name, and she is quite the advocate for the supply chain. And that's what I'm worried about. If we do open all of these shops all at once, is our supply chain will be stressed. And Jenny has been saying all along, when you tell the supply chain, meaning the cultivators, the processors, the manufacturers, to go forth and make product, but then you don't open shops, then they are out all of that money. They
And
have
they're sitting on product that's
they're
getting
sitting on product.
that
But
is
then
losing
if you
potency.
open up too many shops all at once and they deplete, then they are also going to be maligned in the press. Like, how come we don't have enough product? And so I felt terrible and
Terrible.
I reached out to her
And it
immediately and
cost her
said
a shit ton of money because she had to like literally pay for all the product that she sold the retailers or something. Like
she had to pay pay for the product. She had to arrange to go and pick it up. Um, so basically, she had to go contact all of her people, go pick it up, and then I guess replenish it or something.
replace it.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I just there was a whole lot of media attention on this. Like,
yeah,
why don't we have more media attention on 280E
the
or
only or the banking thing.
the
The
bank?
only good thing is I got to say every single news clip that I saw had her logo, her little heart,
Yeah.
which is quite elegant and quite Jenny. Um, and
Jenny loves me.
so my hope is that a month from now, people will walk into a shop, see her heart, and think, oh, yeah, I
I
heard about that
remember
product.
that.
I'm going to get
That
that.
poor girl got, run through the ringer.
They
And I
may not
mean,
even remember the story. They'll just say, oh, yeah,
right.
I heard about
I
these.
remember that. That's
Because
my polka dots are.
remember, it's not like in New York that we can do a billboard.
No. But we can have Massachusetts billboard on the night,
Yeah,
which is cool.
we can have
And a
Massachusetts
provisions. We can have
billboard, not
Massachusetts
New York
billboard.
dispensaries. Yeah. If you don't
How
know what we're
how
talking about,
crazy is that?
if you don't know what we're talking about as you drive along the border with Massachusetts, you'll start to see billboards advertising for the Massachusetts dispensaries, even while you're in New York. But you can't see any billboards for the New York dispensaries because
No,
that, my
is out
friends, is
loud
against the
as against the
regulations.
regs. I mean,
So,
that's just crazy, right? And I actually mentioned that to Tremaine, right? And she's like, "What?" And I mean, like, she must not travel that route, right? And
why wouldn't she? She lives in Brooklyn and she goes up to Albany. Well, I guess I mean surely she goes up to Boston. You see it when you're going up to Boston.
I don't
Like
know.
from New York City, if you
I
drive up
mean,
to
you're not
Boston,
paying
you're going to
attention to
see
billboards because they're usually like stupid stuff. I kind of get it. And if you're driving,
whatever,
whatever.
whatever.
Who cares? But
They're kind of hard to miss. I mean, big as a billboard is something that we talk about, right? Um, but my hope for Jenny is that it's free advertising.
yes,
I do,
any
I do
press is good press.
I do kind of feel like it's selective enforcement. I mean, we know that there are out of state products that have made it onto shelves, and OCM has decided we are not going to enforce against those out of state products. They've just made a decision that they've got their hands full. So, like, why enforce against anything if you're not going to enforce about certain things? So,
Yeah.
don't know.
So, everyone, we are going to meet on next Sunday and the following Sunday because then the following week we are going live in Oh yeah, the town of Niagara, NCCC's Cannabis Conference. Yours truly is speaking, and us truly is going to be podcasting live inside of
Yeah,
the
we
event.
got to figure that out because that's on a Monday night. So maybe we'll
I
do our
know, but we
Sunday
still got
night.
to do Sunday because we
Yeah,
don't want to miss our
we don't want to
Sunday
miss our people.
dedicated.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Like you guys are our people, and we want to grow it, and we don't want to mess it up. And now that we got the tech worked out, we just got to like keep moving along because we've had a lot of people give us feedback that this has been very informative, that they love watching Paula and I just bust balls and kind of tell it like it is. And
we
that's
didn't get into your terpenes talk today. I do like to get a plug in for your terpenes.
uh, they're
We'll
all good.
save it. We'll
We'll
save it.
save it. That'll be our talk at this the event. But we are going to have our little jingle bell edition of the Western New York Report with Paula and Nikki. We're going to do that on the 24th. Yes, we know it's a holiday. And if you can't make it, guess what? This is recorded and on LinkedIn for 2 weeks. Yes, friends, you can replay it as many times as you want and go ho, ho, ho all the way home.
Oh, oh. And also, I mean, so we may not go the whole hour next week.
Right.
We're going to play it by ear.
Playing it by
But
ear.
what was it we were talking about? The cannabis Christmas something. I don't know.
Cannabis
Uh,
Christmas wish list kind of
yeah.
thing. And
Okay.
then the New Year's new plant resolutions is what we're doing.
Weedolutions. Yeah, the Weedolutions for
Weedolutions,
the
yeah.
for 2024.
Yeah.
Um,
And
so
what
I
we
do
hope
hope,
to see and how we hope to be and how many dispensaries we are just gonna take on and rock on, my friends. Because shout out to everyone out there that's
yeah,
trying to do the
big
right
time.
thing, trying to be the right people, not being shysters and shitty humans. At the end of the day, we can all win, but we are so much stronger together. Being on your own little island with your own little flag, doing your own little thing is not going to work. Collaborate with each other, cooperate with each other. We don't all have to agree to every single thing the other human says, but we can respect each other and respect other opinions. I choose to find solutions rather than focus on the problems. And I think together we can do such a thing. And we want you guys to build along with us. I have become a member of this community because I got to be honest, I am shadow banned and creeper banned and all those things because I share the word cannabis on my social media. And Facebook and Instagram in the last week have plummeted. I went from like 36,000 views to like I don't know, 18,000. So just beware. Click on Nikki and the Plant, click on Paul Collins, because it's the only way we can work around it. However, I joined this app and I'm kind of like their community engagement human, and it's called Canmar. That's CANMAR.io. They have an app for both AI, what's the fuck? Oh, iOS and Android. So you
Hmm.
can actually download it to your phone. It's a great kind of contact place to engage, place to interact. And at the end of the day, no censorship. You can say the C word. Did you hear what I said? The C word. Cannabis is a welcome hashtag, friends. And you can say it all you want. I mean, it's really a cool place to kind of engage. And I'm really trying to build the community, especially the New York community, because I truly believe if we all had a place to engage with the retail, with the, you know, cultivators, with the processors, with the new to be distributors, if we had a New York supply chain group on this app, we could communicate all things that we all care about. Yet you can go on the main feed and learn whatever the hell you want from whatever country. The point is, we need a better way of communication. And like the stories on Instagram, if you guys aren't in my top 5 or 6 or 7 people up at the top. I don't look at that stuff. So it's really hard to navigate the social media thing. So that's why I'm suggesting check out Canmar. That's CANMAR.io, and just check it out. Join me, follow me, and let's build a community that's super inclusive.
Cool.
Cool.
All
So,
right.
jingle bells next week, friends.
See you next week.
Peace out, pals.